everybody. So I met with the instructional coaches the other day and we planned out our September 15th PD day afternoon. And what we decided would be a good idea on the afternoon of September 15th was to take about 10 or 15 minutes, plus or minus, for both the instructional coach and the mentor model teacher to re-explain, or maybe for the first time, explain their roles, how they connect together, and what they are supposed to be doing. So we thought in order to do that, we better make sure that all the instructional coaches and mentor model teachers are clear and giving the same message to everyone at the schools. So I'm just putting together this real quick video to help the instructional coaches and mentor model teachers have this conversation and plan the time for the 15th. I emailed you all this sheet, and hopefully you have that printed off while you're watching this video. It'll help see what I'm talking about here. So to explain this sheet, we have 3 columns across the top. We have the role of the instructional coach as it's connected to the model teacher. It's not everything they do, it's just explaining what their role is connected to the model teacher. The model teacher category, again, is what your role is connected to the instructional coach. So you almost have these arrows kind of going back and forth between these 2 columns. And then because the mentor model teacher role is a double duty role, on the 3rd column we have what your job is as the mentor teacher. So it kind of breaks, it has the connection, and it breaks all 3 parts down. So we'll start first with the instructional coach and the model teacher and how they are connected. So basically the instructional coach, their main role with the model teacher is to implement anything in the coaching cycle with the teacher. So model teacher, what's your role in that? You're basically their go-to person, at least to start. You are the person to start with or practice with the coaching cycle on. The instructional coaches, as you know, are brand new at this, and they're learning how to do this basically on the fly. So we have this model teacher idea for this year that you can be their comfort zone, their go-to person to practice maybe setting some goals, practice videotaping, practice implementing new strategies, practice data conversation, and the list of course could go on. So model teacher, what we're asking of you is that you're available or willing to work with the instructional coaches to set those goals. You're available or willing to be videotaped by the instructional coach and then have that follow-up conversation, etc. You're available or willing to try new strategies that maybe you and the instructional coach come up with together, or possibly it's one of those instances where the instructional coach comes to you and says, you know, we're working on this as a group. Can I try it in your classroom? Can we co-teach it together? Can I model it? Can I teach it to you and you model it back to me? However that might go. And then of course to be available or willing to use your data, your real classroom data, to help the instructional coach work with data and get better at those data conversations. So kind of the guinea pig, kind of that person that doesn't really have a choice whether you're going to work with the instructional coach or not. That's your role together. Now, completely separated and having nothing really to do with the instructional coach is your role as a mentor. This is for the mentor model teacher alone. Again, we've gone over this, but it never hurts to clarify. Your requirements are to attend those monthly mentoring meetings and then of course help run them or help discuss the topics that we have assigned. And then those new teacher observations. If you recall, there are 7 total. 4 of them, the new teacher either comes to you as their mentor to observe, or you help that new teacher set up observations with other teachers in the district, you know, maybe that is the same grade level as them or something like that. And then 3 of which you as the model teacher need to leave your classroom and go watch or observe the new teacher. And I will email that form that you're supposed to use, that observation form, so everybody's using a common form no matter what type of observation is going on. And then of course the requirement for meeting post-observation debriefings with the new teacher and model teacher after any of these observations take place. That leads us down to maybe another item of clarification, the additional time requirements, or what we've been kind of referring to as office hours. There's been some confusion. What's the instructional coach supposed to be doing during that? What's the mentor model coach supposed to be doing during that? Does it cross over? Here's the easiest way I can clarify. With the kind of asterisk on this all is, it depends. It depends what's going on. So both the instructional coach and model teacher have been asked to be available for 1 additional hour per week. I asked you in August to set that time. Now, I did say that it would make sense if the instructional coach's hour and the mentor model teacher's hour were at similar times. They do not have to be. It would just be easier if they were at similar times. But again, that's not a requirement. The priority of the instructional coach's time, the priority of that hour or whatever it is to be available to meet with any teacher in the building who has questions or wants to work with the instructional coach. The priority for the model teacher's time is to work with new teachers. So there's a little bit of a different priority in who you're asked to work with during that time. However, I do know that there's some schools that don't have as many new teachers or any, and maybe the new teachers aren't available for a portion of that time if they're coaching or something like that. So if that were the case, if the IC and model teacher do not have these previously stated partnerships going on, new teachers aren't available at the time, or instructional coaches don't have people coming to work with them, then I do encourage you to use this time as the instructional coach and the model teacher to work together. Rather than just, both of you sitting there staring at the walls, you might as well partner up and use that time together, but that is not necessarily a requirement if you can't get your time to be on the same evening or the same morning. Hopefully this helps clarify your roles and how they tie together. Please call or email if you have questions, especially before the September 15th. Again, our main goal here is to make sure all of you, and of course all of the teachers in the building, all have common understanding of what everybody's role is and who to go to and what your job is. So thanks.